So welcome. So what I've been working on, and I've been slowly introducing over the last wee while, but you probably wouldn't have known what it was, is a ladder flow. And the ladder flow is when we have a basic flow and then you start adding sequences to it. So you then can make it quite creative. So that's what we're going to attempt tonight. Except it's a new flow for me and it's just not sticking in my head, so I might go off on a tangent. It probably will. So we're going to start just taking a moment just on the mat, lifting and lengthening through our spine. Then we're going to take our right hand to our left knee, take the left hand gently behind, and then drawing the belly slightly in, lifting up from the chest, and then inhaling, and then gently just taking a very slight twist. And keep breathing into this. Return all the way back to center. Allow yourself just to find the center, and then take the left hand to the opposite side. Right hand comes into the small of the back. Again, engage the core, gently lift the spine, and then allow yourself to take a gentle twist. Keep that breath moving. All the way back to center. We're going to move the hands forward, coming into a child's pose. You can come into a wide-legged child's pose if you wish. Arms can be crossed in front, behind. Wherever you are, just taking a moment with the breath, starting to connect. Starting to lengthen the breath, the inhale and the exhale. Walking the hands back towards you, bring the knees back together. Allow yourself a twist again, taking the right hand and the left hand to the back, and then gently lengthening the spine and allowing a gentle twist. So you're drawing the torso open. You can take that back hand if you wish and take it away from the back from just a slightly deeper twist if you wish. Right at the beginning of practice, so be careful. All the way back to center. Left hand, right hand into the small of the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, you can take that hand just gently away if you wish. All the way back to center. We're going to use our hands, we're going to tuck our toes, and we're going to come all the way up, standing at the back of the mat. As we do sweep to Utkatasana, lift up and sink the heels back down. So really press into the heels. You can really feel, you can still see the toes, shoulders are soft. Take a moment with the breath here. Keep breathing. We're going to sweep the hands down, sweep the hands all the way back up again, and lift ourselves to standing, hands to the heart. We're going to come to the top of the mat. And stand at the front and find your foundation. So allow yourself to just spread the toes, allow yourself to lift up through the front body and soften the shoulders, allow the hands come all the way down. And we're going to sweep, inhale, lift. And then exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Allow yourself to draw just down gently. We're going to inhale through the core. So as we inhale, on the exhale, we just draw the belly in slightly, bend the knees, and allow yourself to fold. Interlacing the hands, allowing them to rise if you wish. Keep the weight into the heels.
And then draw the hands all the way down to the mat. Bend the knees as much as you need and just allow the heels to just lift. And then we're going to leave the left foot at the front of the mat, and we're going to step our right foot back into a little runner's lunge. Find the space because we're going to rise up to high lunge. We're going to sweep the hands all the way up to high lunge. That's it. As we do, we're going to drop the back knee and then point the toes at the back. Is that a floorboard or someone's foot? Keep a moment here. Bring the hands all the way forwards into plank. Step into plank. And really take the gaze down. Keep the hips so they're not allowing the spine to dip. Push into the heels. Keep the breath moving. We're going to do this slowly so we know where we're all going. Bring the knees all the way down, and we're going to just take ourselves all the way into Bhujangasana, lifting up through the front body. So shoulders come back. And then we're going to take the right foot and peel it over the left and allow ourselves just to lift up into a little side stretch. You can really root into the side of the foot, which is extended. If it's too much, you can keep the hips down. Now, we're going to take this right foot all the way to the front of the mat. So you could keep that right foot, right hand extended and step to low lunge. You could oink it a bit. Allow yourself to come back to runner's lunge. And then bring the feet together, lift to the front. We're going to come up into chair. Hands come all the way down, heels come all the way up. Sweep the heels down, hands up. Sweep the heels down, could do. And then all the way back. Lift the heels. Again, lift the hands, inhale. Exhale all the way down. All the way back to chair. Lift all the way up. Hands come all the way down and behind into lace. Allow yourself just to stretch through the front body. Engage the core, bend the knees as we hinge at the hips, come down into lace. Inhaling and exhaling as we go. And then allow the hands to come all the way to the mat and allow the head to really hang. Keep the weight over the feet. We're going to inhale and exhale, step to runner's lunge. Taking the gaze gently forwards, finding your base pose. Push up to high lunge. Frame the foot, step to plank. And then bring the knees all the way down. Come all the way down to Bhujangasana. Looping the shoulders back. And then allow that left foot to peel the other side and bring yourself up to a side stretch. So really allow that hip to come up, opening the front body and the back body at the same time. All the way back round, forwards, and if you can, step the opposite foot, the left foot to the front of the mat into that little runner's lunge. And then step to the top of the mat. Take a forward fold here. Inhale, flat back, hands can come to the mat, above or below the shin, knees really lengthen through from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And then exhale all the way down. We're going to take the right foot back again now into little high lunge. And we're going to bring ourselves up to high lunge.
Bring the left hand up, take the right hand. And we're going to take a little side stretch over to the right. I'm giving you the directions, I'm not mirroring you because I've got folks on all sides. So whatever side, it doesn't matter. And breathe here. Open the chest slightly. Gently take the hands down. We're going to drop that back knee. And we're going to take this left hand over to one side. Flatten the foot at the back and allow a little side stretch back into this. It's getting all stretchy right at the beginning of the practice. And all the way back forwards, plant the hands. And we're going to play a little vinyasa again here. So coming back into plank. And you can take a full vinyasa if you want to, a chaturanga, coming forwards and bringing yourself to the mat. I'm going to come all the way down to Bhujangasana still. Lift all the way back up. Exhale. Coming into down dog. So pushing the feet, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Allowing yourself to bring the hips up high. And just keep a walk out of down dog here. And we're going to bring the right foot to the top of the mat. So I'm going to inhale, lift up to three-legged dog. Keep my weight evenly into the hands. Keep the hips central to the mat. Lift the right knee and draw myself all the way up to high lunge. Hey, well done, Ingrid. That's the first layer off. There we are. And then bringing the hands up, I'm going to take the left hand to the right wrist and draw a little stretch on the opposite side. And breathe into this. It's whatever side you did first, it's the opposite one now. And then allow yourself to come down to low lunge. I'm drawing my right hand across now and opening and side stretch to my left hand side. It's a deep side stretch, so be careful with this. My hands coming across the body and slightly to the front. I realised how much dog hair. I was with my dog earlier. I'm like, oh no! All the way. And then all the way back. And draw yourself into this low lunge position here. We're going to sweep the hands all the way to the side and lift. Now let's lift up the kind of hip point. So lift out of low lunge. Allow yourself to bring the hands all the way up. And then it might allow you to lift out of the hips and draw yourself gently back. Now really use the front foot and the back foot to really anchor yourself. And draw, as you're doing, the heel and the knee together. That will give you a really firm base, but allow those shoulders to be soft. All the way forwards to the front, step up. We're going to step and sweep to chair, Utkatasana. Hands come down, heels come up. Sweep all the way back up. Lift up, hands to the heart. So what we're working towards tonight is Kamataskarans. I can never say this. This is the Sanskrit issue. Kamataskarans. I can't say it. Right, we're going to wild thing. That one's on camera as well. I thought, I've got it this morning. It's one of those words I just can't say. I could do most of the Sanskrit. Anyway, wild thing. And it will come to me in a minute. Because it's not said how it's written. And so what we're doing, we're warming up, we're using the side stretches, and we're going to allow ourselves to put wild thing into the flow and then see where we go from there. And it seems to be, it's quite a creative pose, so it's one that's evolved, so it's a nice pose to do. And that side stretch, you've got the option of modifying, so if you don't want to do the whole full wild thing, you can come to that little side stretch where we tuck the leg over and then just allow ourselves to stretch. So, we're going to play at the top of the mat again. We're going to interlace the fingers at the back, open the chest, and we're working on lengthening. So working on lifting out of the hips. So we're not sinking into the hips, we're lifting out of the hips. Inhale, and then exhale, forward fold.
Take a breath here. Bring the hands all the way back down to the mat. Kamasasana. I can't do that one. Allow yourself to fold. Really breathe here. We're going to leave the left foot at the front and we're going to step to runner's lunge to get that base pose. So allow yourself to bring the feet into a place where you can step up to high lunge. Inhale, lift, high lunge. What we're going to be working on today is that firm foundation. Really pushing into the heels, even dropping into that back knee if you need to a little bit. Back knee is going to come all the way down, lowering. Allow the back foot to come back, all the way forwards. Take a moment here, and we're going to just take a little plank. So lift into plank, push back into plank. Your choice, half chaturanga or full. We come down to cobra, to Bhujangasana. Inhaling, lift. And your cobra can be as high or as low as you want, it doesn't matter. It can be really low if you wish, as if you're pushing the mat away from you. And then we're going to take that right foot behind us and open again. And as we do, find a really good base for that right foot, side of the left foot, and allow yourself to come up. If you wish, you can now open the front body and allow the chest to open into a little wild thing here. Just all the way forwards. And if you wish, see if you can get that right foot hoiking to the top of the mat. Well done, Iona. It was well caught. Bring your hands all the way down. Step all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale all the way. And sweep the hands all the way back up to chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we're going to come to the other side. So right foot, step to your runner's lunge. Brilliant. And that gives us that firm base to sweep our hands, really push into the feet as you come up. Do it slowly, mindfully, floating the shoulders. And allow yourself those hip points just to come up a little bit if you wish. You're going to drop that lower leg to low lunge. It's all controlled. Well done. Point the toe at the back. Take a little plank. So little ladder flows, mix vinyasa, little flows on vinyasa together. All the way half chaturanga if you wish, all the way down to Bhujangasana and into cobra. Opposite side, we roll. So find your foundation and then lift up, if you wish, into a wild thing variation. That top hand can come forwards, pointing towards the top of the mat if you wish, if that's easier on the shoulder. All the way roll forwards and left foot at the top of the mat now. Well done. Step all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Take a moment here. You can take the hands to the elbows. And then sweep all the way back up. So like little sunbursts as well. So we get parts of the sun salutation with little vinyasas, and it's quite a heated flow. So
hopefully, yes, if you've got water, just, that's it. I'll take that away with it. So, if you haven't got water, then do bring some to class. It is good for you as well. So, back at the top of the mat. And you should feel this in the whole body as well. So it's working with the core to think about anticipating when we need support from the core. So when we inhale, we just open the body and lift. Exhale, it's when we just draw that belly just gently in. And that's what I kind of, our belly's not always tight supporting us all the time. It's just gently. So we're not lifting our kind of core in so it's rock solid. It works with the poses as we breathe. So, Utkatasana, sinking down. Hands come behind us, lift the heels. Inhale back to chair. Allow softness in the shoulders. You shouldn't really feel any tension in the shoulders, but you should be feeling really like you're pushing into the heels. Well done. Hands softly behind you, lift the heels. Inhale, lift all the way. Lift up and fold. And stretch the legs out here. And step to runner's lunge. So leave the left foot at the front and step to runner's lunge. Brilliant. So runner's lunge, we're kind of pushing back into that heel. That back leg is straight. And that's going to allow us the foundation to come up into high lunge. Push into the feet to lift you up. Feel those legs engage. Allow yourself to come up into high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lift. Draw back knee all the way down to the mat and allow that foot to kind of straighten at the back. Lift out the hip points, so lift your low lunge up. Hands are going to come all the way to the heart. So we're going to take a little revolve twist here, and what we're going to do is work on there being a line. So the heels of the hands come together, and you see that my arms are in a line rather than kind of in a little diamond shape. So we can also add some heat with the leg in a minute. So we're going to take over to the side. So you can take the left hand side and allow your top body to rotate. So you're twisting at the waist and then allowing, that's it, gently the back of the arm on the knee. Now if you feel quite stable here, you might, you might hop up into a little runner's lunge and draw the back knee off the mat if you wish, if you're feeling nice and strong. If not, keep it down and then drop the knee back down. Bring the hands inside the foot, step the knee back up and roll just onto the side of that left foot. You can take the left hand to the left knee and indicate a little stretch towards the knee. So just gently resting that hand, so you're looking towards your knee, that's it. Roll all the way back down, so you're framing the foot. And we step to plank. Take a moment here. And again, you can bring the knees down and just take the front body down, keeping the elbows towards the back of the mat, or you can take chaturanga and we come to Bhujangasana. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Roll onto the side and gently either a side stretch or you can draw a little back bend into this if you wish. You don't have to. The side stretch is perfectly fine. And then see if you can step the right foot to the front of the mat. Well done. Excellent. So you're back into runner's lunge. And then we're going to push into the feet and lift ourselves up into high lunge. And with this high lunge, just have a little check here. Make sure your toes are not curling into the mat. So you're really flattening the foot. And we're not dipping into the hips here. My goodness, there is quite a draft. That's quite nice actually now. If you want to open the windows anymore, do, if you want there, Jenny. And then cactus the arms. Gently drawing the arms behind us. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. And we're going to draw the back knee all the way down. All the way, flattening the foot. Lift out, up the hips. That's it. Hands come to the heart. We can play on the other side. So if you wish, you can take a little revolved twist here. So you're drawing, so you're lifting up and drawing at the waist, that kind of gentle twist. Push into the heels. Are you the wrong way, Ingrid? I've challenged you all tonight because I started all the sequences with left foot. Now if you wish, you can step up into runner's lunge with this. You're right there. There we are. That's it. Well done, Christian. Bring the hands inside the foot. You can draw the knee down if you wish. Take that right foot across to the edge of the mat now. And you can take a little lizard pose here, so you can either bring the knee down, keep it up, and take the right hand to the right knee. So the gentler version is just taking that leg down. Take a little twist here. Inhaling and exhaling. Frame the foot, so we bring the right hand and the foot back in, stepping to little plank. Push through the heels. Keep the gaze between kind of the fingers, so down towards the mat. And vinyasa, so your choice, you can bring knees down or you can come all the way down to the mat. Bhujangasana. And then come forwards, and as we do, we roll onto our right hand side now and allow ourselves to come into a little side stretch or a little version of wild thing, wherever you're comfy with the hand. It can come forwards and kind of come over. Roll all the way forwards to the mat, and this time come down to child's pose. Knees together. Give you a break. And allow yourself, so really nice, the traditional Balasana is really good for the back because it allows a deeper curve on the lower back. So breathe into child's pose. And just really allow yourself and your body just to relax. Just to feel that breath filling the sides of the body, the back. Then come all the way back up onto your knees. And then take the right hand to the left hand side. And then take the left hand side just gently in. Allow yourself just a little gentle twist. And if you want to extend the twist, you extend that back hand. So you're opening the shoulders, lifting and lengthening. If you've got tight shoulders and you're wanting to add a stretch, but you have to be really, really careful with this, you can just gently look in the opposite direction, but it does depend on your neck. I don't want anybody walking out here with pulled muscles, so you'll know your body. All the way back to center. Allow your body just to center itself. Left hand comes opposite into the back with the right hand. Inhaling and exhaling. Opening if you wish, kind of wing as it were. If you wish, you can look away. And then bring yourself all the way back to center. I'm going to take stacked back, so hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, knees just gently underneath the hips. And just gently take a little cat-cow here. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. Tuck toes if you want to, add a little bit of heat into this. Lifting back and forwards. Allow a stretch to either side when you come into cat if you want to. So it really is about the movement for you. And then tuck the toes if you haven't already. Keep the gaze facing towards the mat. Allow your index fingers to face forwards. So Sarah, your index fingers just turning out a little bit. So what we're looking for is the little kind of crease in the elbow that is shining forwards. And we're going to come to hovering cat, so gently lifting the knees off the mat, just a small amount. Now I learned a new one the other day on this. It's actually a bear crawl. It's brilliant. I'm going to take it to the rowers class. It's this.
Oh, you are horrible. Joe Wicks used to do them in first lockdown. It was hideous. Across my living room.
Yes.
Oh.
I know it's not yoga-y, but go on, have a go. It's
No,
brilliant
it's
fun.
hideous.
Bear crawl. Keep your hips facing forwards. It's good for you. See? It's good, isn't it? Yeah, I've just ruined my routine, but I just came into my head. But it makes us smile. Bring your knees all the way down. Take a moment off your wrist because you've just done a wee bear crawl. Oh, I was sitting there because I do my planning very early in the morning for my classes before work, and I was sitting there this morning and I was like, oh yeah, we could do that, we could do that. So at the time I finished, I've like got the most complicated routine, which I have had to simplify. And your fitness class is just like rammed full of stuff. So Corey's got 1.5 kilo weight, so she's going to be like this by the end of it. So for those who don't, we'll be doing a little rowers fitness class to keep the rowers fit throughout the season. And it's actually been really good, testing me as well, thinking, I haven't done it for a while. So we're going to add now a different sequence into the sequence, okay? So then we can put the whole sequence together. And you've got just a different thing to do that's slightly different to a ladder flow and slightly different to the other ones that we've done recently. So by the time you get to Christmas and you've got that New Year period, you'll be like, I'm going to do my creative flow sequence with everybody and work the Christmas pud off. So there we are. So we're going to come forwards and we're going to just take a moment just to centre ourselves. We're going to come up to down dog. So down dog is a really good counter pose for wild thing. So just walking through the heels. Really feel the foundation in the hands. Allow the shoulders not to kind of dip with the shoulder blades together. So really keep that integrity of the shoulder. Lift up the hips, bend the knees. You'd be pleased to know we're going to start with the right foot at the top. So we're going to anchor our left. We're going to lift our right into tripod. If you wish, you can come to open the hips. That's where I just open the kind of the knee, keeping central. So the weight is still central in our hands. If you need to, just come off the wrist, Lauren's absolutely fine. And then you come to this little open tripod here. We're going to bring that foot forwards now, that right foot, and we're going to come into like a hovering high lunge. So not quite runner's lunge, not quite. So we're just going to hover and then lift up, inhaling, exhaling, cactus arms. Inhale, lift, move that foot out to the side if you need to kind of have a wider base. You can sneak the foot out and it gives you a firmer foundation. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands all the way. And the firmer foundation is useful because we're going to come to bent warrior leg 3. Bent leg warrior 3. I've got some cracking way with words. So what we're going to do, we're going to come all the way forwards, keep the knee bent. You can keep that back leg on the mat if you wish. If not, you can come to little bent legged warrior 3 here. Keep that breath moving. Bring the hands down to the mat, step that back, left foot back, and come into little lizard lunge again. Draw your knee all the way down to the mat. Draw the foot, that back foot up, and you can, if you wish, catch and take a little quad stretch. Only if you wish, and it's comfortable on the knees, just be careful there. Just let that go very, very gently. Swap the hands so you're framing the foot. Lift yourself all the way back up into that runner's lunge pose. Sweep the hands into high lunge, all the way back again. Hands to the heart. Now we're going to play with the balance here. So we're going to come forwards onto that standing leg. And if you wish, and you might want to come into the centre of the mat, because I'm starting to get closer and closer to Iona for her. If you wish, you can then play with that warrior 3 bent leg, or you could start to play with dancer. So if you're playing with dancer, my right ankle's still going to be wobbling all over the place. I can't really demo it for you with a wobbly ankle. Now we'll try the other side. So you're really pushing into that standing leg. The whole thing is we're pushing that back foot into the back hand. If you wish, the palm facing down can also be helpful. And as we just take the front body forwards, we allow that back knee to lift, that back leg to lift. If it's hurting the back at all, just keep it lower. If you're getting frustrated with it, work with just a little quad stretch. Sorry, my right ankle's really not behaving tonight. So allow a little quad stretch if you wish. You can take, but work with that little balance there. And it might be, and so I'm taking the foot. So people say, do I grab the inside or the outside of my foot? And if you look at all the various books and yoga guides, everybody says different things. And it's because what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your knee in line with your hip point so that your knee is not coming out to the side when you're coming into dancer. So if you find it easier to take the outside of the foot to engage the core, and that allows you to come into dancer and then play, that's great. If it's for you physically, it's the inside of the foot. For me, that feels really awkward. So I go to the outside of the foot, but you will see, yeah, see Vicky, as soon as you went and changed your grip, your knee came out.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. So it's just about how it works with your body. And you might even find that you take the top of the toes. So it's a bit of an exploration as to what's comfier for you. So Lauren, are you inside grip or outside grip on your foot? Outside, yeah. And you're more in line. So yes. So most people have gone to the outside, some people go to the top. It just depends. But whatever you're doing, you're not grabbing your foot and lifting it. What you're actually doing is pushing your foot into your hand, because it looks like you should be pulling yourself up. And it's also, it's not a back, you're not trying to bend at the lower back either. It's opening the chest and allowing the shape to happen. And the shape looks different for everybody, really different for everybody. So it's just playing with that. And I've taken you off the flow because we needed to look at that, but We'll go back to the flow, it's fine. It's really good. So we're going to come to top of the mat. Sweep, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, allow the knees to fold
And bend and come into lovely forward fold, Uttanasana. Allow the hands to just drop down towards the mat. Bring them up either to the shins or below the knees or above the knees, wherever is comfy for you, where you can feel length from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale down. We're going to plant the hands with a step to down dog. So to do that, we kind of come to a little plank and then lift ourselves and float ourselves up into down dog. Now, one thing you might start to notice is with all the kind of strengthening flows that you're doing, that your down dog becomes easier because your core is actually helping you a lot more. So think about someone scooping you up at the waist. Weight into the hands, weight into the feet, allowing the hip bones, the sit bones to rise as you bend the knees slightly. And our left foot's now going to come to the front. So we're going to inhale into tripod, left foot up, keep the hips facing forwards, and then open if you wish. So you can open tripod here. Bring that left foot all the way forwards. Stepping, and we're hovering, remember here, we're just hovering, finding our base. Really pushing into the feet, and this actually helps us really think about engaging the feet. Lift ourselves up into high lunge. Inhale, lift. All the way up. Exhale, cactus arms. And here we're going to take hands to the heart. We're going to come to bent warrior 3. Bent warrior 3. Legs bent, you know what I mean. All the way up. I think I have to scrub this one off YouTube. There we are. And draw yourself all the way in. And then bend into that standing leg. So still working the legs here. Really pushing into the sole of the foot. Frame the hands down onto the mat. Step back. And draw yourself into little lizard lunge here. So draw the knee all the way down and allow yourself back into lizard. If you want to, you can bring that foot towards you and just gently take a little quad stretch here, but really gentle. All the way back. Step ourselves all the way back up to high lunge. Sweep the hands. Legs are actually going to be working quite hard tonight. Didn't quite realise how I'd put that in, but anyway. And hands to the heart. Now we're going to play in dancer here. So you might want to interrupt your flow just to get yourself into the centre of the mat on the other side. Think about that standing leg really anchoring down. And then allow yourself to start opening up. Keep those hip points facing the front of the mat. And draw, gently catch the foot at the back, keeping that knee from going out the way. And then start to think about bringing that knee up, pushing the foot into the hand, and allowing the gaze to go beyond. That's lovely, Sarah. Beyond the fingers. And when we look at a drishti, it's not, sometimes we think the concentration is the point that we're looking at. We're looking at the fingers, but not. We're looking at beyond. So we're looking at a concentration point. So in yoga, the drishti is the kind of the general focus. That's lovely. So just playing with that just at the moment. You might find, and this is where there's lots of variations again as well, you might find the hand facing down is useful. You might find for you the palm facing up is easier. You might find that taking a little mudra and playing I Love Beach Yoga
So, and I happen to have a photographer for a partner, so you'll see me balancing on anything I possibly can on the beach, because he takes hours and hours doing stuff. So, and they're their favourite poses, because you can start to play what feels better. So try it. Try connecting with maybe a mudra. Doesn't matter what finger it is. Play in dancer and see if gently bending the front arm allows you to create different shape. Lovely, Vicky. Are you doing all right there?
Balance is struggling today.
That's okay. That's fine. That's it.
Some days you can, and
Some
days
days,
you can't.
yeah.
I've been jumping around on my right ankle and it's still not healed, but hey ho. That's it. So it gives you a different focus, a different shape. That's lovely. So there we are. Right. Been playing. Told you I'd go off tangent, but absolutely fine. How are we doing for time? We're working. So we're going to come all the way to the front of the mat. Really find that foundation in the feet. Sweep the hands forward. We're going to come into Utkatasana chair. Sink into chair. Sweep the hands behind you. Lift the heels. Sweep the hands forwards. Back into chair. Lift the heels. Hands behind. Inhale back into chair. Lift up as we fold.
All the way down. Inhale, flat back. Halfway lift here. Exhale all the way down. Left foot's going to stay at the front of the mat. We're going to step to high lunge. So runner's lunge will give you the base and allow yourself to lift up into high lunge. All the way up. Set soft arms. Draw the back knee all the way down. Flatten the foot at the back. Frame the foot. We're going to vinyasa, step to plank. So now I've got a little extended vinyasa here. So we can either come knees down or you can come forward. We're heading towards cobra. Lifting up into cobra. Exhale down. Right foot comes over. Either you can come into a little side stretch or you can come into world thing. If you're coming into side stretch, make sure that back arm isn't going back. So Sarah, bring your back arm forwards. That's it, lovely. And yourself, Jenny, as well. That forwards, brilliant. That real lovely, then kind of playing all the way forwards, stepping that right foot into lunge on the other side. And it helps to keep that hand like shaking out. Have I muddled your sides for you? Push all the way into high lunge. Draw the back knee down. Straighten the foot out. Plant the hands. Step back to plank. And then shift all the way down to the mat. So you can bring the knees if you wish and just allow the elbows to stay close to the body, towards the back of the mat. Draw yourself into cobra. Exhale down, rolling down to right hand side with our left foot. Coming up, and again, you might want to just take a little playing with side, or you can take a wild thing here. Roll all the way forwards. We're not going towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring ourselves down into little child's pose. Sink the hips back to the heels. Allow yourself a moment here. Draw yourself all the way up. We're coming towards stacked back here. Allow yourself to move to plank. And then lift the hips to down dog. Anchor the right foot, lift the left leg up high into tripod. Now you've got two options here. You can just take a little down dog and just work in down dog, or you can now extend the height of your wild thing. You can take your left foot up over behind your right hand side, stepping back and allowing a higher version of wild thing from down dog. All the way back to face the mat, back into down dog. Right foot comes all the way back up and step to the opposite side. Opening up, opening the chest. Push the hip up. All the way back forwards. Back into down dog. Bend the knees, look forwards. And take a little hop to the front of the mat. Into forward fold. Interlace the fingers, allow the arms to just gently rise behind you and bend the knees so the belly comes towards the thighs. Draw the hands all the way down. Left foot at the top of the mat, step to high lunge. Draw yourself all the way up. Take a moment here, loop the shoulders. We're going to actually take the hands. We're going to take the right hand to the left wrist and just gently take a little side stretch, very gentle. Open the hands all the way back up, come down all the way into low lunge. Flatten the foot at the back. Left hand's going to come down and over with the right hand. All the way back to the mat. Have we got twister going on? Lift.
Left and right.
And step to the front of the mat. Right foot's going to stay at the front of the mat, which is why I'm not mirroring you and I'm just calling the sides tonight. Left foot's going to come back to high lunge. Lift all the way up. We're going to take our left hand to our right wrist now and just take a little side stretch. Release the hands, drop the knee. Allow the right hand to come down and stretch across to the other side. And then all the way, bring the hands and bring yourself back into plank. And this time, if you wish, you can come to an up dog. So we lift ourselves into chaturanga position, bring the elbows slightly down, and as we do, flick the toes and allow ourselves to come in up dog. I have to say, my arms are now feeling it from Monday.
Yeah, shoulders.
Said that too early, didn't we? Yeah, I'm actually shaking. And then draw yourself all the way into down dog. And just allowing a slight knee, kind of bend in the knees, allows you to lift those hips a little higher. And then draw the knees all the way down to the mat. And we're going to just cross. Actually, that might be, I was gonna just take you into a little cow face, so I was actually gonna take the left knee and cross the right behind, just allowing you to just sink into a little stretch. But if that's uncomfortable for you, we can try it the other way. Oh, most of you manager, you're right there, Susie. Keep it higher if you wish, but you've got a block there, Susie.
No.
Okay. And then come all the way forwards. Release and play on the other side, just taking a little stretch into this, just stretching the legs, stretching the hip. And allow yourself to sink and unravel the legs so they come out in front of you. So just tucking the tailbone under, allowing the shoulders just gently loop back, draw the feet towards you. And take a moment here. And we're going to take a gentle twist. So, right leg across to the left, and the left behind you. That's it. Okay, that's it.
you've got choices. Now, it really depends on what you've been doing and how you feel. I say this every time. So you might want to move away from your knee. And to me, that's actually quite nice tonight, but you might want to come towards the knee. So 2 very different stretches. Again, it's a personal choice. And then unravel back to Dandasana and come to the other side. So I've got my left foot across now to my right knee, and I allow the hip to rise to just bring that foot behind me and then settle back down. And again, it's always about lifting and lengthening. You're right there, Ona. You keep the other option is to keep that leg extended. Sometimes the hips just don't like it, and that's absolutely fine. And then come into a little stretch for yourself. Yeah, so that leg you can be more central on your hips as well, and it allows you a slightly different stretch again. Interesting playing with both. I have to say, I was playing with these this morning. I was also playing with something actually. I won't make you do it now because I'll totally destroy the relaxation. But what is possible is a jump back from crow. So yeah, so you do a crow.
You can actually get into crow.
Yeah, well there is that little bit, but I've got an option for you there. Okay, so maybe we'll do that next week. But you can jump back into chaturanga. Actually, it's not as difficult as you think. I was playing with it this morning, but afterwards I was doing a lot of twisting. I will destroy the class if I do that. Oh no, I will. It's fine. Right, have a go. It's really good fun. Go on. Look, do you know what? It's sometimes quite nice to have a wee bit of a giggle and a smile, and I'm not going to hurt anybody, I promise. Because it's a really, so the idea is that, and I'm not going to demo crow pose because it will probably go horribly wrong tonight. But what you can do is you can start to think about jumping back into a plank or jumping back into chaturanga. So one of the ways of starting playing with it is to actually start kneeling and tucking the toes. Hands come, give myself a place to jump back to. Hands come firmly as they normally would. And all you're doing is, not taking the iPad out, just jumping back. It's not actually as difficult as it looks, but you're not sinking the hips. So you come from your knees. You can jump back without tucking toes, but not advised to start with because they get in the way and then it hurts. So you can actually jump back. Takes a little bit more of an effort on the corsi. Okay, so if you start, that's it, Jenny. So it's actually quite a nice thing to do with core. So if you then either tuck your toes or not, doesn't matter, jump back, that's us into plank. Now don't wreck your shoulders. And I didn't try this one this morning. So I was trying the plank version. So we're going to jump back into chaturanga, basically chaturanga. Keeping those elbows, that's in the elbows then down, pointing towards the back of the mat. So what then you work up to is you work up from your crow and coming into your crow, and I haven't tried this at all, and it probably will fail because my crow is not brilliant. And then back in, and then you can come into chaturanga. So you can play with that. It creates a lot of heat, but look, you've all had a go. See? Well done, give yourselves a pat on the back. It was part of your relaxation, that. But do you know what? It's really nice because it's nice to explore the transitions so that when you're playing with the vinyasas, you can. So you've already got tonight a plank And then we've come down Chaturanga, we've come down to Cobra, then we've come into a side stretch or a wild thing. So you could then come back to your knees, you can do a little twist, and then you can do a jump back. So you can start to build the flow. So a ladder flow is when you start with the basics of a sequence, and then you start to add. So you do one bit, then you add a bit, then you do that bit plus a bit, and you just build it up. So there we are, you're all getting cold. Try that again. Just one more time. Try it again, and we'll do some little kind of relaxation. So you can play wherever you want. You can tuck your toes, and you can jump back. And jump forwards, and jump back, and then you could do some mountain climbers just to get some heat, if you wish. Oh, shucks. Right, come all the way onto Dandasana. And then draw yourself, hands just behind you. We're going to bring the feet just gently up. Allow ourselves, the hands can just turn out if you need a little bit, and just take a little stretch to the hips. So, little reverse plank if you wish. Watch the neck doesn't kind of flail back. All the way back down. Bring yourselves forward so you've got plenty of room to come all the way back. If you're starting to cool down, put some layers on, because there's quite a lot of air coming through. And allow yourself all onto the back. And just take a moment to allow the shape of the spine. Just to, you're not pushing the spine down onto the mat at all. And then maybe take one leg into the body and just take the knee, gently hugging the knee in. Then take the other. Just allowing maybe movement or not, as the case may be. You might just want to interlace the fingers and just allow the knees just to hug gently. We're going to come into a supine twist. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can stack and move the hips slightly and stack the feet, stack the knees, and that allows you to just gently drop. And just be wary of your back as you do that. Or you can take a little kind of eagle. So you can cross the legs. I want to say Kenny Everett style. There we are, across the way. And that takes a bit of a deeper supine stretch, but you need to be very, very mindful of that. Just, it depends where you are. It's quite a deep stretch. You can feel the difference. And then just bring yourself all the way back to centre and play on the other side. So it might just be that you just want to stack the knees, or you might want to kind of wrap the legs a wee bit and just allow yourself, they don't even need to come to the mat. Just allow yourself a little bit of a twist. Maybe unravelling back to the normal supine twist. Draw yourself all the way back onto your back. Bring the feet just in line with the body. The knees just bend, bless you. And draw yourself up into a little bridge pose. So just lifting the hips. Maybe interlacing the fingers underneath you. Really pushing into the soles of the feet. And then all the way. Bring your feet long. And allow yourself just a moment here. You might want to bring the hands above the body and take a big deep stretch to one side. So we're just literally stretching out. Stretching to the other side. You can bring your feet into this if you wish. And then we're going to come to Shavasana. So if you've got more layers to put on, I'm going to take a layer and pop back on. And just take a moment to keep yourself warm.
you're in Shavasana already, just starting to settle the shoulder blades, the arms. Allowing yourself just to feel supported by the mat. And then start to relax the body. You're allowing the body to just grow heavy. Allowing the backs of the feet to feel heavy. Being aware of the backs of the legs. The hips. All the way up the spine. The arms and the backs of the hands. And allowing the shoulders just to feel supported. And really feel the point at which the back of the head is connected with the mat. And then allow softness into the brow. Into the jaw. And then into the breath. Allowing the breath to rise and fall. Taking your awareness beyond the yoga mat. The sounds. Maybe the feeling of the air. And then bring that awareness back to the breath. Bring awareness back to the body of movement, maybe just the fingers, maybe just the toes.
very slowly, allowing yourself to draw yourself onto your right hand side. Just pausing before you very slowly, when you're ready, bring yourself back up to seated. And just in Sukhasana, just allowing the shoulders to relax, allowing the hips to relax, the knees to relax, bringing the hands very gently together to the heart. And thank you very much for joining.